Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, scholars and dignitaries, welcome to another episode. Welcome to my world.
Hello, friends. So I have a mystery for you. And yes, this is a head scratcher because, to be honest, even with some clues, no one has definitely figured this one out, at least as of yet. Even some of the greatest historians and biblical authorities we've yet seen haven't figured this one out. So, as you know, the Bible speaks of a wicked ruler coming to the world. It is the Antichrist, and the Antichrist is a polar opposite of Christ. Where Christ was 100% love, truth, and life, the Antichrist opposes both Christ and the Christian church and is the exact opposite of Christ and a personal opponent of Christ, thus the name Antichrist. He is supremely evil, as fundamentally evil as anyone can possibly get, and is expected to appear before the end of the world. There were several mentions of the Antichrist in the Bible, both the Old and New Testaments. In these works, it speaks about a coming persecutor, a final persecutor who would, quote, speak great words against the Most High and change times and laws. It will be a persecutor who will come after the many antichrists who are already active in the world. The Bible refers to him as the beast from the abyss and the beast from the sea, the man of sin, and the son of perdition, and the abomination of desolation. Even Jesus cautioned that there will be a coming of a false prophet. Even Islam talks about the Antichrist, but here he is referred to as the deceiver, a false messianic figure who will come forth before the end of time, and after his reign will be destroyed by Christ himself. He is the likes of which has never been seen before. He is lawlessness, he is sin, he lives in defiance of God. He will come at a time of general apostasy, when a great many people have either lost their faith or turned their attention away from God, making it easy for this man to enter into power. And he will deceive people with power, signs, great wonders, and miracles. Now, at first, he will unite the nations as never before in the history of the world. He will be very popular and almost accepted as a saint himself. And then he will elevate himself. He will sit in the temple of God, the holiest of places, and defile it, and then even claim to be God himself. Finally, he will be defeated by Jesus, who will destroy him by the spirit of his mouth and the brightness and glory of his coming. So the question is, who is this Antichrist we should expect? Well, first, the Bible says that we will not recognize him. We won't see him as he really is until he brings about the final wars and persecutions. Another clue is that he has fallen away. In other words, he may have been a very high holy figure in a major religion who himself fell away from the grace and faith of God. And in his ways of mocking Christ, he may also claim to have been born by a virgin, but others have commented that his mother was not a blessed woman. Some have said that his father is human, but some said he is a demon. Most believe that he himself is the son of Satan. Some say that from conception he will be full of evil, but don't be surprised. He will be very sophisticated and civilized, charismatic and enchanting, allaying all fears and questions, but deep down he is evil incarnate, pure evil of the blackest nature. He will come to rule the whole world, to dominate it. He will intimidate people into submission and even replace today's religions with a secular and satanic one. And then he will launch the Great Tribulation. Some say he will be Jewish, born of the tribe of Dan and from the Babylon region. He will come to Jerusalem and be hailed and revered, but his reign will only last 3.5 years. During his reign, he will rebuild the temple and sit on the throne of Solomon in a sacrilegious way. He will convert the rulers of the earth to his cause and then begin to persecute Christians dreadfully. And all those who resist his commands will be tortured and persecuted, and great suffering, such as not been seen from the beginning of the world until now, will occur. At first, he will seem to have come here to help us, but soon we'll see that he's here to destroy us. And again, after 3.5 years of his reign and the worst war this world has ever seen, the Antichrist will be destroyed by the power of Christ. And then, after a very brief period, there will come the last judgment and the end of the world. So, is it a man or a woman? No one knows. Was it Genghis Khan, Attila the Hun, Hitler? Was it Lenin or Stalin or Mao Zedong? Was it Martin Luther who destroyed the church in his obsession to reform it? Was it the Nation of Islam that could not previously live in mutual respect and cooperation with Christianity? Could it be the Freemasons who took an expressed vow to destroy the Catholic Church? Is it communism that also had an expressed goal to destroy Christianity? And think about this. One of the more popular remarks you hear today is that the root of evil is religion, and then someone will present a supposed fact to justify their answer. There are still people who say, and falsely believe, that religion is the cause of all wars. So in this regard, the stage is pretty much already set for someone to step up on a platform which is overall anti-religion and establish a new, secular, human-based religion. And yes, this can easily draw the popular support of the masses. So it's not wrong to say that the stage is set. Could it be one of our popular politicians of today, either in the Americas or Europe or Africa or Asia? Or could it be a movie star, someone very entertaining and popular and wins support on social media? Now, many believe he has already been born. One woman with a self-proclaimed gift of vision said she saw him, and he's a Middle Eastern child who will soon come into power. One theologian said that he would be a lawyer, able to manipulate laws to control people, that he would be a pacifist and ecologist, seemingly to work miracles to help people all over the world, at least at first. Could it be a religious figure, and not necessarily Catholic or Christian, but Jewish, or from the Nation of Islam, or any of the mega church pastors living a lavish life? Could it be a major corporation, such as BlackRock, that comes to own 90% of all businesses? Could it be a specific government, or someone who comes into power in a specific government with incredible wealth, or even a coalition of governments, like the European Union or OPEC, that come to rule the world? Could it be the media? In fact, even now, there are only 6 corporations that own over 90% of all media outlets. And we've seen what institutionalized propaganda has done to the viewers over these past few years. Could it be a scientist? Today, people are all about following the science. Science has become the new God. Perhaps the Antichrist could be the CERN project in Europe. They are light years ahead in the development of advanced technologies, perhaps even interdimensional travel. Or could it be the new artificial intelligence? We've just invented both quantum computers with remarkable powers and now even sentient software. Who knows where that will lead? You know, the movies War Games, Terminator, and 2001: A Space Odyssey may not be so far-fetched after all. One Russian Orthodox bishop said that the Antichrist will be the one at the head of the World Wide Web, the internet, controlling all news and media. This could ultimately include Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg as prospects, or anyone in the next generation of their line. Can it be the banking industry? There are all types of rumors on how reserve banks and associated conglomerates are planning to control and profit from everything from manipulation of prices for food, goods, and services, even to wars. Or could it be an alien race from another planet that brings new technologies and instruments of control and seemingly miracles, but at a great price of conformity and atheistic submission? In either case, it will be a person or group that has an extremely magnetic force of attraction, wealth, and power, and who performs amazing signs and wonders, even miracles, that initially win the hearts and minds of men. So no, we haven't seen the Antichrist as yet, although we've seen many precursors. Tradition says that he or she will rise in the end times, not the end of the world, but the end of times as we have come to know them. So what do we look for? Well, the clues are there, although we won't recognize them at first, not until he comes into his maturity. It will be a person with a spirit of great pride and great accomplishments. Even that has worked miracles, signs, and wonders. It is someone that will negate religion and put himself above the sacrifice of Jesus and replaces religious with a secular, feel-good, and God-free, man-based version. He is someone who mimics Christ, but is a false Messiah who then mocks and slanders Jesus and religion. In fact, he brutally kills several of those who are in the truth of God. and he will have incredible superhuman powers. People will wonder how one can achieve so much power, but Satan holds power on this earth and gives it to the Antichrist. Perhaps our biggest clue is from the book of Revelation. It says that the beast will appear on earth and, quote, it causes awe, both great and small, both rich and poor, both free and slave, to be marked on the right hand or the forehead, so that no one can buy or sell who does not have the mark, that is, the name of the beast or the number of its name. The number, as you know, is 666. Literally, it can and will come down to, do I accept this man and follow his laws and restrictions and commands because I want to feed my family, or do I follow Jesus? And with that, many will fall away from the church for this deceiver. War, famine, disease, persecution, the coming of the Antichrist will be the most significant tragedy in human history. Either way, the Antichrist is going to be a very powerful person, government, or institution. Either way, you can certainly make the case that the spirit of the Antichrist is in the world today. Just take a look at the signs of the times. Either way, whether or not he has actually been born as yet, I'll tell you this. As we speak, Satan's power is growing weaker and he is growing more aggressive. He is seeking to ruin families, cause wars, and even destroy this planet. He wants to destroy the children of God. So he has one more trick up his sleeve, sort of like when Hitler realized he was losing World War II. So he threw everything he had against the Allies at the Battle of the Bulge. It was his final attempt at triumph. And yes, Satan will have a final attempt, and it will be the Antichrist. But in the end, the special plan of the Immaculate Heart of Mary will triumph, and Jesus will destroy the Antichrist in the reign of Satan on earth. Meanwhile, don't be deceived and prepare yourself for what's coming. Guard yourself in prayer and religion, and remember, quote, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Hey, be safe, be well, keep fighting the good fight, and may God bless.